Hello, hello, SC Vike here. Uh, Crazy because I live in Tennessee, but I lived in South Carolina for over 15 years. Anyway, please excuse me if I do some messing up, forgetting stuff, uh, but just bear with me. I guess I do the weave. But, yeah, SC Vike, 40 years working for the Navy, 20 years in the Navy. What's funny is I look at these things, and it's been going on since the campaign. So my family calls me their political advisor. I had one son who was a staunch Trump, but after he's seen what he did, he's no longer a staunch Trump. But to get what I want to do today is, oh yeah, I get my information from good sources. Legal AF. Gawk, please, excuse me for this. Jack Cucciarella, the Midas Tusk, Katie Fang. Those are just some of the YouTube videos, the main ones I watch. If I don't see someone that's that I think isn't good source, then I basically say, I ain't looking at that crap. Okay, yeah. The other thing I want you to know is these are basically my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions. I am not trying to put out anything that appears illegal. I'm just going to put out how I feel about things and what I think about things. And so sometimes I even feel like I'm a fortune teller because I watch the YouTube videos and I'm saying the things that Trump does, and I tell myself, he's going to do it. And when he lies, just believe the opposite. That's what I work at doing. Honestly, I can't even stand to see him on any of these videos. I skip over his speeches and stuff. Now he thinks he's a stand-up comedian instead of a president. Maybe that's why he got everyone off the air. Anyway, enough about Trump. Today, what I want to do is, these are things that the Trump administration has basically done. And when I get done, I'm going to tell you where this stuff comes from. Okay, so I'm going to give you a question. You can write it down or mark yes or no or check it or however you want to do it. Well, I'm going to read you some things, and I want you to pay attention and see if it's something that has happened since President was elected. Okay, so let's go. Okay, first day in office, start destructing the administrative state. Okay, next, this is some of their claims, what they want. Restore family as centerpiece, defend the nation, make sure we have secure borders. All right, what else we got? Labor. What's some recommendations for labor? Okay. First, let's get rid of all unions. Make it harder to start one and work at getting rid of the other ones. Okay. Also, get rid of, want to mess up the administration within the first few days. So let's get rid of all these government employees. They're a bunch of no-loads. Okay, so going from there. Healthcare. Repealing Medicare, $35 cap on seniors for insulin, $2,000 a year. They're suggesting a lifetime cap and suggest only out of pocket after a certain amount of money. I think it's 2000, but I might be wrong. Okay. Let's look at what we have next. I'm sorry I'm reading this because I can't remember all this. Hell, I can't even remember what I'm talking about when I'm doing it. Okay. So, other things is get rid of Head Start. Of course, put RFK in power. But anyway, let's get rid of Head Start. What the hell, nobody needs it. Okay. Excuse me for some of my sarcasm here. With the Department of Education. Dismantle it. Get rid of the public service loans forgiveness, which is student loans. What else? Well, I'm going to say leave it there. Okay. Next, immigration. What is suggested is combining all the agencies, DOJ, FBI, all those government agencies that are supposedly support justice. Right. Okay. Our thing is make the president in charge of all three departments in his administration wing, which means let's basically tear up the Declaration. Well, I'm not going to go there. Okay. Just want you, maybe we can talk about some of this. Of course, for financial stuff, get rid of or start tariffs, polish the Fed Reserve, and back it to gold-backed dollars. Let's get rid of some of the weather people. Hey, we don't need them. Okay. Get rid of some of the federal employees. Get rid of those that you don't agree with. Basically loyalists. And they figure by doing that, it can go right from the President King, and he can make a decision, and everyone has to abide by it. Okay. Let me see. So for gender is only a man and a woman. And the ideal family includes a man, woman, and a child. That is supposedly the ideal family. Okay. Let's quit basically birth control, especially the mail-in that's between patient and doctor for the medication for early pregnancy, or not early pregnancy, hopefully, to stop any pregnancy. Women in the kitchen. Women can't vote. I think, well, let's go with that. Okay, and next is let's penalize the states that, allow abortion. Let me see what else. No elective abortions using Medicaid. Put RFK Jr. in charge. Those are just a few that I can think of off the top of my head that I wrote down. Okay, lastly, what they want to do is get rid of environment. These are environmental changes suggested. Okay, let's get rid of all renewable energy. Drill, baby, drill. Get rid of pollution laws. Get rid of poison laws that are in the river. Just basically let it go. So it's like 1903 or some kind of stuff. Okay, and that's about it for my questions. I think it's enough, and I think I went crazy explaining them. But anyway, where do you think all these recommendations and stuff come from? Well, this was happening while I was sleeping. We were sleeping. Not I, because I knew what was going to happen. Uh, so, where do you think this all comes from? It comes from us tinfoil hat people, Project 2025. Everything that I said in there, or gave the questions except my opinions, basically have been, or not completed, but working on. But 63% of in January is implemented or installed. So all those recommendations there, we think Trump is the president. He really isn't. You know, he is. He's the figurehead. He is basically the distraction guy. Does all this stupid shit that some of it ain't. We know is stupid. Why we're all happy about the stupid wins we get there. Project 2025 is working behind the scenes. How do we know that? Well, 27 or 37 writers in 2023 started Project 2025 manual. All you got to do is Google Project 2025. You can probably find a PDF version of it. And I did say 27 of 37 from the 2023 administration. Wrote the book manual, and it's with Trump in mind as the president. I was watching a secret video, one of those hidden camera things, and in it, when the guy was explaining 2025 to this other guy, like it says, a brain fart. Oh, what happened is they had a little meeting. He had a meeting, so he was going to explain Project 2025. Well, one of the things that the guy was, I guess the instructor or whatever you want to call him, when he was talking, he says, this is for the next, or president, or this is for Trump. I mean, whoever else gets elected. So we knew they were going to put Trump in charge. Make him look like he's in charge. But out of the 37 writers, I think I have it written down somewhere, these are some of the people in his current cabinet. Again, this is from the Heritage Foundation. One of the main authors that overlook, the manual being written and stuff like that. Guess his name is Russell Vought. And guess what office he's in the current administration? He's the Office of Budget and Management. He wrote the thing on the executive branch of the government. Who else? Stephen Miller, an advisor for the manual. Brendan Carr, FCC, threatening people's license if they don't comply to what he wants. And basically what they want is a state-run television instead of our regular media that we see every day. So when CBS and whoever they combined with in the most recent merger, all those mergers are so we can make television state TV. Why do you think he got rid of the comedians? Because lately when I watch his rally speeches, he thinks he's a comedian. So maybe he fired all these so he can be the best because of his narcissistic self. I don't freaking know. Who else is in here? Tom Holman. Woo! We know him. He wrote a chapter. Peter Navarro, senior counsel to, he's a senior counselor, let's put it that way. Then we have Adam Candibi. He's the consul to the FC. We know Kavanaugh, what he does. Atkins, this guy's in charge of Securities Exchange and Commission. So, if you look at your questions, I think you can figure out which was implemented. And if you can't, put something in the comments. I'm not trying to start a major web. Right now, what I'm trying to do is let go of what's effing my brain up. And I use a philosophy called Stoicism. It's old practice from way back. It doesn't mean I just sit there all stern looking and stuff. But anyway, one of the last question I'll say, if people are installing a new government, right, wouldn't that be considered treason? I don't know. And sometimes, before I leave, I want to say, sometimes I think the whole fucking government's in it. Because how can you not see this, or know this, or put it out to anybody, if everyone wasn't in on it? So, I'll leave you with that. It's installing a new government, Project 2025, would that be treason? And with that, SC Vike signing out. Talk to you later.